We have built Garbhagudi from scratch to a company of valuation around 100 crore. So I'm an example for all of them that I was average in academics, not that good in even in terms of anything what you know you people think has leadership skill. So I used to always think what else I can do, what is my passion, and how can I build something on my own strength. So that is, it was a constant lingering in me.
This is episode 3 of Dream 100 Show with Mrs. Pushpalatha MS. Welcome to the Dream 100 Show listeners. I'm your host Savita Hosamane.
And I'm your co-host, Gunjan.
Each week, we interview today's most successful and inspiring business owners with winning teams
who had the courage to chase their dreams in spite of all the challenges.
Join us as we bring you everything that goes on in the minds of successful business owners during decision-making process.
And gain insights to make smarter decisions.
In today's episode, we talk to Mrs. Pushpalatha, a passionate entrepreneur who co-founded Garbhagudi Group of Companies and scaled the business from scratch to a valuation of 100 crores, not an ordinary feat. She started her journey as a lecturer and then moved on to co-found her first successful venture, Indus Technologies. Her next venture, Garbhagudi IVF, is a chain of fertility treatment centers. She shifted her industry from technologies to healthcare, which was a total change altogether. She feels that the challenges and the testing situations at Garbhagudi gave her the means to reach greater heights. She strongly believes that values and culture play a huge role when it comes to taking smarter business decisions and scaling the business. Her fulfillment comes from passing her experiences to aspiring entrepreneurs and guiding them to live their dreams. She is truly an inspirer, achiever, and a mentor. In this episode, we dive deep to unearth insights of challenging situations, defining and lighter moments of a journey of scaling the business with winning teams. So let's get started. Welcome to the Dream 100 Show, Mrs. Pushpa. It's truly an honor and pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Let's get started.
When you were a student, from a very young age, did you impart these leadership skills, or how was it when you were young?
Actually, my childhood is a very long story to share. I had a couple of emotional challenges as a child, and I was not that good in academics as a child. Okay, so I gained my confidence and then started performing. I think when I started with my engineering, so that is when I was little confident and started speaking and all. But never my challenge was not with the challenge of not coming on stage or either the fear of public speaking. There was nothing like that. It had huge emotional challenges which I had went through because of certain situations at my personal level child. But as a student, right, I was always taking up new challenges, and then I was very good in dancing. I was very good in drama and stage public speaking. So I was, I had these skills as inherent in my nature, but because of the challenges what I had, I was not like exploring myself more on that.
Since you're interacting with a lot of entrepreneurs now, so what do you think are the top 3 skills which a leader or a business owner should have?
One thing what I've learned after interacting with many in the industry is, Savita, that these leadership skills, there are some myths around these, leadership skills and entrepreneurs things, right? So it is not that it is definitely it's a myth that it's a rare skill. Okay, I've seen many people develop this as a myth at early in their life that if you're an extrovert, right? or if you are really courageous, and then always you very good in academic, are the only ways to showcase our leadership skills. So I'm an example for all of them that I was average in academics, not that good in even in terms of anything what you know you people think has leadership skill at an early age. So there was no such indications in my life, except my inherent strength of me speaking, not letting go of any situations or things. And definitely top three things which we need to, if as a for children, right, if we can inculcate these habits at early in their life, like not to stop themselves irrespective of whatever the surrounding situation or the environment, will definitely build a lot of confidence for children at an young age. And just to like see whether you know English or whether you have a good communication skill or not, in whatever, if you can speak fluently in mother tongue, that is how I was very good in speaking in Kannada, so that is how I used to participate in all the local language public speaking and the debate competitions, and I had won one or two awards also, because on some of the which I took part. So definitely that gives a lot of confidence that even I can do it in life, right? So from an early age, if you can teach children that do not stop yourself, no matter what happens, is the biggest leadership skill what we can give them.
Awesome. So, when was the first idea of this entrepreneurship seed sown in your mind?
Yeah, it was in 2010 when I quit my job. Where I was a lecturer in an engineering college, Vemana Institute of Technology. And I quit my job because my husband was deputed to Switzerland on a project. And then I was supposed to quit my job and then go there, be with him. Then I thought, okay, for ladies, anyhow, this family commitment comes in as the first priority for all of us. So then I thought, okay, why not? This is a right time. Why not? I think on doing something on my own. And even like when I was working as a lecturer, so I used to always think what else I can do, what is my passion, and how can I build something on my own strength. So that is, it was a constant lingering in me. In 2010, everything plays, and then we invested in two companies. One is Garbhagudi, as you know, so Garbhagudi IVF Center, and the second is Indus Technologies with my brother. So 2011, both started doing fantastic. And out of all, since Garbhagudi, because of healthcare, it started expanding too fast. From Indus Technologies, I moved to Garbhagudi for a full-time position.
Mhm. I have one question for you here. You were working, so you had an employee mindset at that particular point of time, and then you shifted to being an entrepreneur. So that shifting of mindset from an employee mindset to an entrepreneur mindset, what was that shift? How do you think people who want to change their jobs, how will they start?
Definitely, one biggest thing what we need to keep in mind when we are switching over from being an employee to an running my own business is that the time and willingness to take up any challenge that comes on the way, and stand by the decisions what you make, and take support of people around, right? Because as an employee you may not have exposure, especially if you're from a first generation entrepreneur, right? You do not have that kind of a background in the family, neither your inner circle or any people around you do not have that kind of an expertise, and you are trying something on own. So definitely we can take up, and I took up courses like ISB, right? 10K Women Entrepreneur, Goldman Sachs supported program. So that gave me a different perspective on entrepreneurship. And then I started speaking to few of my mentors whom I knew they were doing good in business and in the industry. I started learning. So learning, keeping that learning curve open, and then ready to take up the challenge and then deal with it, not letting your emotions come into the business, is the big thing, is the mind shift needed.
Okay. Could you tell us a bit about your business, the Garbhagudi IVF Center?
So Garbhagudi IVF centers are a chain of fertility hospitals known for its extraordinary success rates, ethical values, and holistic approach towards the fertility treatment. I'm the co-founder and director at Garbhagudi. We have built Garbhagudi from scratch to a company of valuation around 100 crore now within a short span of 10 years. And I'm an operations specialist in healthcare with holistic and humane approach. And I'm also the president of Iron Lady Community, Gunjan. So, wherein I support entrepreneurs and the working professionals on their leadership journey, support them through encouraging them to take up challenges and then establish a roadmap for themselves. And I'm also a Guinness record holder for conducting the largest health awareness campaign for women and senior citizens. So, Garbhagudi is it comes as a passion for me because from the child, right? As a child, I was always dreaming of becoming a doctor, which didn't happen, but got an opportunity to own an hospital and work with doctors and learn from that industry experts. So that made that is, so definitely it comes as a passion for me from within. And Garbhagudi is growing, has 5 centers now, and we have 7,500 happy couple at Garbhagudi.
Awesome. So you said you started Garbhagudi from the scratch. In that process, how did you start building the team? What were the challenges you faced when you started Garbhagudi?
Yeah, good question, Savita. So from scratch means definitely it was totally from scratch. To mean say from that foundation stone to an organization. Yeah, the team initially was not that strong. Okay, so any startup would definitely go through this process, right? So establishing a team and then me learning in healthcare, how do we establish a team was a great learning experience for me as well. But I had a good, people around me who supported me in this journey, and doctors were really, encouraging and then supportive enough to train the team along with me. So we started, I think, with 7 people initially. Today, it's together Garbhagudi has 200 employees. So it's been a fantastic journey. And we also have an academy, right? Training academy to train doctors on infertility fellowship. We have courses running under affiliation from Indian Medical Association, and we have courses running under Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences to support doctors learn infertility.
So you mean to say the team which gets trained will be given a first chance to work in the hospitals?
Definitely, yes. With the doctors, it is not mandatory that they need to work in Garbhagudi later after the fellowship, but definitely an opportunity is given because they learn the best practices from us. So definitely they are given an option to work either in any of our centers, or the one more opportunity what we give them is to collaborate with us and start their infertility practice, because many of the doctors find it really difficult to initially start their infertility practice because they know if any challenges happens on while practicing infertility, who will support us. So they need that kind of a support in terms of operations, in terms of infrastructure. So that we support from Garbhagudi in establishing like that. We have our Marathali Center, which is on an extended fertility clinic, we call it as EFC. So our Marathali Center is on that model.
Do you face the challenges of attrition and internal conflicts with the team, and how do you guys manage it?
Yeah, definitely. It is part and parcel of any organization. The politics at office and then team management and attrition challenges. Yes, we initially, when I think it's been 10th year journey at Garbhagudi now. So we have completed 10 full years and 11th year of operations. So the first 5 years was really challenging. There was a lot of attrition. And also we were like into the end-to-end operations. Right, we were in day to day, we were there in handling the operations and things. So we never had time to look into what were the organization challenges, what people used to find it as difficult. Right, you see, when you get into the system, you lose the helicopter view at the top. Yeah, so since we were into day-to-day operations at Garbhagudi and involved in each and every decision making and each and every aspect of growing the organization, somewhere we felt that we were losing the helicopter view of the organization. So we were so lost in systems and operations within in getting into the system every day. So we at almost like after 5 year, I think 6th year of operations, we just started restructuring the whole organization structure and moved 2 levels higher and got team to manage the whole system process, and then we gave them decision making capabilities. We trained them on decision making capabilities and tried to build second line who are capable of taking decisions, and then hold on to the vision and the mission of the organization and support us in growing the organization to the next level. So that made a huge change. So that is when we also started realizing the value of team, and we also started realizing the value of second line, right? And we also felt that with this structure, we will be able to grow organization into a much more higher scale than what we were doing. So that is when organization took a different leap altogether.
Awesome. So, second line of leaders, I just want to know a bit more about that. So, what was the journey in building second line of leaders? Because you don't know as an entrepreneur how much to give freedom and how much to hold back.
Yeah. So always this challenge is there for any entrepreneur, because we feel only we can take right decisions. Especially you as founder, and you are there in the functional role. This is a conflict every day what we go through, right? Whether I can tell that manager to give that kind of a discount, or if I give that kind of a flexibility, will they misuse it? Many of the times the challenge is like they don't even ask, they take some financial decisions which will have an implications later, right? So then we step by step, so the beauty of Garbhagudi is that we had all four major functional roles experts within, right? We four who are the founders of Garbhagudi, we had our innate strengths on that. So based on our innate strength, we restructured the organization. I was very good in operations, so I started heading the operations across all centers of Garbhagudi, and I streamlined operations aspect of it. I built my second line, and I told them that how can they take decisions? What is the framework within which they can work, and which is the framework which they need to come to us and then check and then go back. So this kind of system and process was built because we had that as our inherent strength as the leaders. And Hari, who was very good in partnerships and strategy, he took over marketing and business development. So that made a huge difference to the organization. And Vijay was good in finance, managing finance and things. So he took over finance. And then Dr. Asha was extraordinary at clinical practices. So she took over clinical practices across all centers. And then she got an assistant medical director for her, so that she can build her second line and then need not be involved in day-to-day operations. So that is how we evolved the organization to the next level.
Great.
So, what are three qualities that a winning team should have, and what are your winning team secrets?
You yourself and your team should have an exciting vibe for every day and in a long run. Okay. So why I call it exciting? Why I don't call it as a purpose. Actually, it is a purpose. You and yourself and your team need to lead with that sense of purpose. I call it exciting. Why? Because when you call purpose, right, people always think about that long-term vision, 10 years, 15 years, and 20 years. I'm not speaking about that social revolution, what we need to bring in. Okay, so I totally agree. As Garbhagudi's vision is to eradicate infertility and build an infertility university as such, where people can come over from all the places to get any kind of support in infertility. So that is a long-term vision, a long-term purpose and vision what we are holding on to. But this purpose, this exciting why, what I'm saying is that every day, if at all you want to jump and then go to work and enjoy what you're doing, it needs an excitement, right? So do you have and your team have that kind of an exciting why? So for us, right, for me and for my operations team, the exciting why is every couple who walks in will walk out with a smile, right? So that keeps us going. So that's the winning mantra, what we have kept for ourselves. And then we keep moving. No matter what happens, everyone knows. You smile and then you make others smile. So that's it, the end goal all about. So that's the winning mantra for us.
So how do you build that energy? See, as the founders as that top management team, you will have that excitement, that energy, that passion, that drive, and or that vibe. But to transfer that vibe to the team is not easy. So how did you accomplish that?
So the percolation of value systems, right, of what is that we really want organization to build as a culture and value system is what first you need to know as a leader leading the organization. Okay, so for that, every organization need to identify certain value systems, like a guiding star kind of a thing. So they know which are the points which are not no compromisable ones, and where are the things which we are ready to even look at a discussion or then think around and come. But there are some standpoints like ethical values and holistic approach, and then taking care of service loyalty to patients, and then financial loyalty to organizations. So there are certain guidelines which we have set, that we call it as Garbhagudi way. Okay, so even including doctors who practice with us and including the team who works with us, these 11 guiding Garbhagudi way is very clearly set. These are the ones as an anchoring point we need to hold on to, so they know what needs to be done. And each of the guiding stars are also like very specifically described, and we read it as a part of the culture in the organization. In the Garbhagudi has its own innate Garbhagudi culture called Garbhagudi way. Every day we practice 11 minutes of 2 minutes of silence, and then followed by Mahatriya's message, and then we read the Garbhagudi way. Every Monday, one of the team member reads Garbhagudi way, which is our anchoring point, and they explain one of the aspect of that Garbhagudi way, and then we read out our affirmations, the Garbhagudi vision, everything will be done together. We hold OPDs for about 11 minutes, and then we finish this and then continue with our OPD. So this kind of culture setting the organization helps team to understand what is the framework in which they need to work.
Great. So even when a newly recruited person comes in the induction period, this culture is imbibed.
Given to them.
Hmm.
Like we give the printout of Garbhagudi way. We attach it, and then we tell them you need to go through this, and every Monday we will during your prayer time this will be discussed, and they know it. Yeah. Even in the induction, it's a part of the induction protocol itself. We display Garbhagudi way, and HR will take them through the Garbhagudi way.
Okay, and if people are not aligning to this value system, how do you bring them to align to your value system?
It is not that just because we tell everyone that they hold on to these value systems and then they say, wow, wow, such a value system. And they say, a lot of them really find it sometimes difficult to even connect to the infinite prayer, right? Which we practice, Mahathir's infinite prayer, which we practice. Sometimes even doctors find it difficult as a culture. So we do not force anyone, but we tell them that this is Garbhagudi way. So if at all you want to be within the system and then be happy with people around you for which you have come here, for which you have taken job here and then come here to explore yourself, then these are the protocols to be followed. And we never force them that you got to attend prayer and all, but we insist them that it is not some religion which we are trying to force on you. It is beyond religion. So definitely it's a positive message what every day comes through Mahatriya. So just see and implement. If you want to implement, you implement, or if you don't want to implement, but do not tell others that do not follow it, right? You don't do it, it's okay for us, but let people do it. Sometimes even we had this resistance when we introduced. It is not that it was there from the day one, right? Because we are also growing, we were also learning. So we introduced this at somewhere around fourth or fifth year. So then there was a lot of resistance with some of the doctors and middle management level. Initially that resistance was there, but when we were very clear the 11 guiding principles, and no matter what happens, we hold on to it, we being there in the system. So they know they also found value with Mahatriya's message over a period of time. And they were seeing us, right, holding on to this value system the way we were growing, four of us. So they started seeing that, and right, as than whatever we give them as a preach or a teaching, people seeing the way we grow personally, they will start doing it. So that made all the difference. So we holding on to principles and then we growing made a huge shift in the other people mindsets.
You were walking the talk, and thereby it becomes easy for the team also to align.
Definitely.
And then the morale of the team pre-COVID period and now post-COVID, definitely the morale is not the same. So now how do you pep up their energy and keep that energy going?
So even though we have shut OPDs across all the 5 centers, we are only opening weekly once for any emergency follow-ups and the prescriptions to be given. we all the managers and the people who report to me directly, we always connect at least weekly once, even today, and then we just see how are they, how is their family, and then things. So definitely connect and think is I don't know, somehow, since because there is so much of value system around what we have built, right? Connect has never been a challenge at Garbhagudi. So people, it is more, it is actually on a much higher side here, that they connect with me and Dr. Asha and other Hari and Vijay so much that we sometimes find it difficult to pass that kind of tough decisions, right? So they connect with us so much, so they're taking that transition of no, we are not giving this decision, it is as a system we need to follow this, it has become sometimes little difficult. But motivating people, and then post COVID especially, we have a lot of messages coming from Dr. Asha in terms of Asha Kirana, so that they can hold on to, and then we also pass it on to our patients, because these times it is really needed to be really positive and keep going, right? So that is how we have, and Infinity Prayer, so whether we are there running organization, not there, Infinity Prayer is a common culture, so we all of us will connect at 11:11 and then do Infinity Prayer.
Awesome.
So, what was your first taste of success like?
First, my personally, for me, first taste of success was 2013. On a single day, we had four positives, four pregnancy positives confirmed, and then out of that, two were twins. Okay, and looking at that, see, every day one positive was a normal thing. Okay, but in a single day, four couple conceiving and then two twins, in the scan we came to know that two are twins. It was so exciting, right? That day tears rolled out in my eyes with gratitude for whatever I was doing and contributing, because that time I told you, right, we were into the system, so I was there handling day to day, and then people used to come and meet me and then talk to me and all. So there was so much of joy and gratitude for what we were bringing smiles into the fulfilling the family, right? So was that was my, and so then really I felt like no matter what happens, we should really make it big, because we had a fantastic team. We had a right approach towards the treatment. We had that ethical, moral standards set for ourselves in treating in protocols and all. So that gave me a best moment ever. Yeah, even today I can relate to that tears which instantaneously rolled on. Yeah.
Mhm. So, like, what is the best advice you ever received?
Yeah, leaders manage energy, not time. I
Mhm.
was always worried on, okay, morning 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So I was, because of my parenting, my parents were like that, like very disciplined. Everything used to run as per clock. It was not that it was whether it was right or wrong, but for me to get occupied full day, I just I if I have a list of morning or the previous night when I used to think and reflect on my next day work, if I had 25 tasks, then I would have say yes, about good enough for me tomorrow, and done. I have a list of tasks which I can fulfill. But later I realized I'm ending my life just by picking the task. But these tasks leading me to where I want to go? Is it aligned with my roadmap? Right, many of the times, that is why I mentioned that after 6 years of operation at Garbhagudi, we felt like we are into the system so much that we are losing the helicopter view. So where I wanted to go, my roadmap and organization roadmap was entirely different, but we were handling the challenges of sister, we were handling challenges of housekeeping. Rather, we can delegate, make a system and a process out of it, and then people can follow it, right? So it need not be that everybody every day walks into my chamber and then keep asking me for solutions, and then I sitting as a leader, no, I pass on giving no decisions, and then even though it gives initial levels, it gives a lot of ego fulfillment, but I know that was not the way. That was not the way to scale the organization. So then I understood that as leaders, we got to manage energy, not just time, because you keep managing the time. By end of the day, by 7 o'clock, by the time you finished your center work, and then you start moving to office, you feel like done for today, right? You don't have anything, other energy. You don't have that energy to look at what is that you really want to do in life. You're lost so much into the system. So then I started delegating, when I came to know that this work takes my energy and time so much, and I do not have energy and time for any of the other things in my life where I really want to build myself as. So then I started delegating and started managing my energy, not just time.
What was the lowest point in your journey so far?
If it was Pushpa 7 years back, I would have treated every setback as a failure, and I would have beaten myself so much that, oh, what is this I'm doing? Whatever I do, what is this happening in my life and all. So somehow that Pushpa changed, and then the journey has been entirely different now. So I do not even consider any setback as a failure. I consider it as a setback, but still, a few moments when there are conflicts within the partnership, when there are conflicts in decision making of the organization, and when there are conflicts in what we decided, and then we do not hold on to that, but we move ahead with something else, right? So those are the moments when I feel like, okay, what did I do, right? I feel like little down on myself, and then say that, okay, if it was only this much, then why did I try so hard? So there were certain board meetings where I really felt that when there were conflicts at the board level, when there were conflicts at the top management level, that this was not the way, this is the way and all, and then should we go for an investment or should we scale it like that? So there are moments of setbacks, but even today I consider them as setbacks, and then it is because I was serious enough to look into that. With that perspective, we have been growing.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if it is not easy to be there in a family business, right? So because there will be too much strain on the relationship, personal relationship, so it needs a lot of maturity to handle that.
So, how did you gain that maturity? Who helped you in gaining that kind of maturity, or what is the kind of learning that you implemented?
Biggest two mentors played a big role in my life. One is Mahatreya. I owe Garbhagudi's growth journey definitely to him. The maturity he has been giving through the spiritual retreats that HTBs, what year on year we go, all four of us, we're connected to the same school of thought, right? So we go and then come back saying, Chalo, it's okay to go through that kind of discussion. It's okay to go through that kind of conflict. And then again, we come and then together start the journey again, thinking what is best for organization? How can we move forward? So the second important, mentor who supported me in this leadership journey is Rajesh, but Iron Lady, which made a huge difference in terms of scaling the organization to the next level. So the personal, relationships, handling relationships, and then maximizing the relationships came from Mahatreya, whereas leadership journey, scaling the organization, building my own capability to scale the organization, everything comes from Iron Lady. So these two have been fantastic mentors supporting me in this journey.
What advice would you give to anyone who wants to start something of their own, or business or anything, or like to the youth?
Definitely, please explore whatever you want to do. I don't say only entrepreneur is the way. Whatever you want to do, either you want to become a programmer and try something, or you want to become an entrepreneur, try something on your own. Whatever your heart says, please try it at an young age, so that you have a lot of time, and then you have that kind of an energy and things to experiment and explore, especially right now, like day before yesterday, I think me, myself, and Hari, we were discussing what was the need for all of us to come out of what the money is. Hari, at that time when we started Garbhagudi in 2011 itself, he was taking a much higher salary than what he's earning even right now as a salary, right? So he was taking 10 years before. So, but what made us to take that decision that day to leave that kind of a job and come and explore is that the needs, what is that, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? So, once your needs are fulfilled of shelter, food, and the basic needs, we think of what I can do on my own, and then comes when that is full, then comes this purpose and the social revolution or the legacy. So there is a need which gets fulfilled at every stage, and that is when we take that kind of a decision and then move forward. So my suggestion to younger generation is, today's world is entirely different. You have your parents who have fulfilled all your needs, the basic needs, they are ready to fulfill you. So only option left for you to explore your potential. So definitely try whatever your heart says, like dance, program. Want to do something on your own, try some product, try it. So it's okay, explore yourself.
So, what is that funny incident in your life which brings a smile across your face anytime you think about it?
I think one of the moment when in one of the leadership session, they had asked a question, what is that you want to become in life? So I'll tell you, because of the mindset that what you want to become. So I it was my always that can Garbhagudi become 10 crore organization. It was only limited to that thought process, because for me, for us at that point was, can we ensure that we clear all the loans, and then can we ensure that we come out of all this debt. So only the thought process is only limited to that. So in such a big leadership program, they had asked me, and in an open conversation, I told them, if Garbhagudi can clear all the loans, and then we all take salaries of whatever we want, probably a lakh or something like that, then that's what is my goal all about. So I had, in an open leadership program where many leaders were there, I had told that. So today, if I think back, I feel like laughing. What was my horizon, right? What was my thinking all about? Yeah.
So, we would like to have some three rapid fire questions.
So, what are three qualities that you admire about yourself?
Very enthusiastic about whatever I do. And they, not only me, everyone around me knows, if Pushpa takes up something, that's it. It's either she will conclude it, say what is the end point to that, challenge or to the problem. So she'll go there, arrive at, and then come out with some solutions, or she doesn't even touch. If she has taken, that's it. So there is one solution to whatever she takes up. So that was what I cherish about myself. I do it with a lot of passion and commitment. So, and then my energy levels, okay. So I get up early than anyone in the house, and then I am there doing all my everyday disciplines to be done and things to be done morning, and I'm there for the family throughout the day. And then I carry my passion of supporting entrepreneurs and working professionals through Iron Lady. I take sessions, I support them, I take care of their body, and then I do so many things around. So I love my energy, I love that passion with which I do.
Awesome. So, yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest, what do you think your sense of humor is?
Very bad. So my sense of humor is not that good. I'm little, always thinking on subject, and always thinking on what next and what next, and things. My mind runs around that. So on a scale of 10, humor I give around 6 or so.
Now, what is one sentence that you always tell yourself to get you back on track and motivate yourself?
One positive affirmation which I tell every day as a part of the exercise I do, as a ritual I do. I'm the divine child of universe, right? I'll make it really big in life.
Awesome.
That's great.
With this, we come to the end of our questions. So, yeah, if you feel that we have missed out on any question which would have added value to this talk of yours, please feel free to tell that.
I think you have covered everything. So definitely, starting from childhood, the thought process to what happens, as we grow in the entrepreneur journey, is the mind shift change. So one or two things which you can really stress upon is that, see, whether you have a support, family support in growing your business, or whether you do not have a family support, definitely today the ecosystem is such that we can go approach people and then build. So do not, I've seen people take it or take entrepreneurship too seriously, right? So we do not have anyone to support. I don't have my very good supportive husband. I do not have supportive family. My mother-in-law doesn't support me. So my question to all entrepreneurs or anyone who is into the building their capabilities and strengths, right, is that, are you your belief or you have a belief? And for any person who runs behind their emotions, that I have this kind of emotional challenge and I go through this emotional challenge. So I'll tell you, I'm an example. I've gone through a lot of emotional challenges in life. So my question to all of them is, are you your emotion or you have an emotion? And then all the people who blame on the past, right? That my past wasn't good, my foundation is not good, hence I am unable to succeed, or hence I'm unable to do, and people cheat me. So my question to all of them is just reflect upon, are you your past or you have a past, right? So in at the outset, my reflection to all in the world is please reflect upon and think whether you are running behind your thoughts, or whether you're running behind what kind of belief systems you're carrying, or the myths, or are you running just to escape from reality, or are you ready to stand and face and then do what it takes to build where you want to go. So that's it. I think most of it is covered from your end, but fantastic effort, Savita. I really appreciate that, and thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful. You really gave a lot of insight.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
This is truly an amazing and a power-packed conversation with lot of takeaways and values. The top 3 takeaways which I would like to highlight are: first and foremost, identify your value system for yourself as well as for your business, as only your value system and your culture will help you to scale your business. Secondly, emotional maturity is a deciding factor while making tough decisions and moving on in business relationships. Leaders manage energy and not time. I'm sure there are still valuable takeaways. So I have to listen to it again to actually get the full implication of the conversation which we have just had. So don't forget to share your takeaways as well.
Never lose out on an opportunity to learn from the life lessons of real time business owners on Dream 100 Show. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Dream 100 Show.
And now make a smart decision of taking the next step towards your dreams. We strongly believe that life is just a play, as
we win some, we lose some,
we miss some, and we mess with some. So enjoy your journey and play it to the fullest.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Dream 100 Show and leave a review.
Share your biggest takeaways with us and follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. This is Savita
and Gunjan signing off. Catch you soon in our next episode.